there's a multitude of reasons not to produce food waste, and then more importantly, not to put it in the landfill. So if you think about kind of the upstream part of it, so if you think about, so it's April in Iowa, and I love apples. We buy apples year round. Those apples obviously can't be produced here year round, so they're produced in Argentina or Australia or in the southern hemisphere. So if I buy a 5-pound bag of apples in April in Iowa and we only eat half of those, not only am I wasting the food that's ending up in a landfill, which I'll come back to on the methane part of it, but all of the energy, all of the chemicals, if they're not organic, all the transportation, all of the labor, everything that went into producing that half a bag of apples that I've now wasted, that's gone. So it's really more than just about the landfill space or about that actual food waste. It's about all those steps along the way that we've essentially just said we don't value this, we don't care about it at all. And that's just, I mean, it's not a model. It's not a sustainable model. So let's say this is a 5-pound bag and it's a $5 bag of apples. I've just wasted half of that. And again, it doesn't sound like a whole lot. It's $2.50, right? Big deal. Well, think about that on a massive scale and how many billions of dollars of that this country wastes on food every year because we throw half of what we buy away or a quarter of what we buy away. So we've wasted all of that energy, that transportation, those fossil fuels to transport those apples from, let's say, Argentina to my table, and I throw them away. So they end up in the landfill. Not only are they taking up valuable landfill space, but when organic materials decompose in the landfill, they produce methane, which is a really nasty greenhouse gas. So it's about 21 to 25 times worse than carbon dioxide for the environment. We do collect that and flare it off at the landfill, but we should not be producing that. We're gonna head to the yard waste and compost facility here. So you can see off to the right here, there are some giant piles of wood waste. And then straight ahead where we're going here is the yard waste, and you can see the food waste in there. And there's a little bit of contamination, but overall it's going really well. You can see there's some pizza boxes in the pile. There's some, grasses, bags of yard waste, lots of leaves this time of year yet, in the fall yet. So this is the stuff that we grind up and then just turn into compost. So this is just getting started. These microbes, so we grind it up so these microbes have surface area to eat and digest. So the bugs, the microbes, the bacteria, they digest, they produce water vapor, they produce carbon dioxide, and they produce more bugs, and they produce heat. 135 degrees, still going. This is my favorite thing to show people. So. It's pretty neat. And it's, we don't add anything to the compost. It's all just, this is a naturally occurring process. We just grind it up to help it get started more so there's more surface area.
Right.
So. Yeah, and you can see there's a little bit of contamination. Those green bags are biodegradable. This plastic bag isn't, but that'll get screened out at the end of the process. Getting people to think about their garbage is the first challenge. Because you set stuff out at the curb and it just goes away. So you set your recycling out, hopefully. You set your yard waste out, hopefully. You set your trash out. But for most people, they think about just setting out at the curb and it goes away. So it's not something that a lot of people think about and having to sort stuff out or do anything differently. So the first step is really making people aware of it. And then the other part of it is people are already paying for the service. So in Iowa City, at least, residents who live in single-family homes up to 4-plex apartments, they have a line item on the utility bill for trash, they have a line item for recycling, and they have a line item new this year for yard waste and organics. So people are paying $2 per month to set out this material, the food waste, the yard waste, the bundles of brush, that type of stuff. So people are already paying for it. We already have the systems in place to provide the service, so we're really just encouraging people to use it at this point.